What's going on, everybody? It's Des again. Welcome back to my channel. So let's talk about, can you be deployed overseas as a reservist? And we'll answer that question right after the intro. So, can you be deployed overseas as a reservist? That's a question a lot of people do ask. The answer is yes, you can be deployed overseas, but, and there is a but, that for you to deploy overseas, you must volunteer. Okay, in the reserves, for you to deploy overseas, you have to volunteer. All right, a lot of people get this misconception that we are like the Americans, where if they deploy, they'll either deploy as a subunit or they'll deploy as a complete unit and rotate out. Okay, we don't do that here. So if you want to deploy as a reservist, you must get your paperwork in. Right? There's other steps that you have to do, and I'll explain that to you. First of all, you have to be in good standing with your unit. That means your attendance on parade nights and on weekends must be between, I would say 85 to 95%, right? Because your unit's gonna look at that and see, hey, is this individual, a good person? Like I said, they're gonna look at your character, they're gonna look at your amount of time in, and they will also look at, have you completed your trades training, right? So you have to do that first. You have to, like I said, go through basic training. You have to complete your trades training. You have to be in good standing order with units. That means your parade nights and your weekend exercise, you have to be between 85 to 95% attendance. That's what they're gonna look at. Also, they're gonna look at what other skills did you acquire while you're in uniform, whether you get a driver wheel course, machine gun course, things like that, right? So once that's done, there are other avenues that you have to complete. You have to have all your paperwork in order. Your force test must be up to date. Your medical must be up to date. Your IBTS, which is our individual battle task standards, which is your soldier skills, all the required check marks in the box have to be completed. So everything has to be done before you could even apply. And when you do apply, it's not like you're going to get the position right away. There's a lot of competition just to get limited positions with whatever regular force unit that's going overseas. When we were in Afghanistan, they had whole battle groups that had 40% reservists. That was a lot. So the Army realized that you as a reservist are an important part of the Army as a whole. So reservists are looked upon more than they did in the past. So once you do that, you put in what we call your not an application. You put in your you submit your paperwork. Okay, you submit your paperwork that you want to get deployed overseas. Then that goes into a pool, and then it's up to your higher ups to choose who they want to put in their put on the whatchamacallit. I'm losing my mind here. To put into the pool to go with the regular force units, right? So once if your name is chosen, which is like a really good thing because your pay is going to be totally different from what you were making as a Class A reservist, right? So you're going to get posted to your, we'll use the infantry as an example. You get posted to your infantry battalion, right? And there you're going to carry on with what we call collective type training, right? Or in workup training. That means what you lack in training as a reservist, you're going to have to make that up as a reg force member. So that means you're going to be learning how to do mechanized dismount operations if you get posted to a mechanized unit. If you get posted to a light infantry unit, but that most reserve units are light infantry, so the transition won't be that difficult. You're going to have to learn their skill sets, right? You're going to get to do a lot of live fire. Like when I applied to go overseas with a regular force infantry unit, which at the time when I joined the reserves, I joined an infantry unit, and I got to deploy overseas with them, and I actually got to do a lot of live fire training, which I never did as a reservist, right? So once you start doing you complete your workup training, then you're gonna get deployed to wherever, whatever location that unit's is getting posted to, right? And there you're gonna go and you're gonna carry on training with that unit, and you're gonna be working with other, for example, NATO units. So if we're in some of the what is it? I think Eastern European countries that NATO has forces there as forward presence battle groups. You'll go over there and you'll train with like the British, the Americans, Germans, things like that, and you'll see how they train compared to how we train here. Okay. Plus, you're going to be getting a lot of kit you never had in the reserves. So when you go to a regular force unit and you get deployed, you're going to get, you guys might have seen in my last couple of videos, I had the tac vest that we use here for training. When you get deployed with a regular force unit, you're going to get the different type of tac vest. They're sand color, and I will post video of what looks like, so you guys can see, and I'll show you guys the difference between both. You're going to get fragmentation vests. You know, you're going to get extra uniforms. You're going to get OTW shirts, which are outside the wire shirts. So I will have a demonstration. It's like it's kind of like looks like an Under Armour shirt, but it's got the CAD pat on the sleeves and it's green here. It's got a zipper here. I will post a video of the OTW shirts once I can get one, and you can see you'll get that. You'll get extra combats, you get extra boots, you get a whole bunch of other kit that you're gonna take with you when you're there. So, you know, it's a great opportunity. I always suggest to people who just started in the military to go on as many regular force exercises as possible, right? There you're going to build up credibility. So if you are going exercise with, for example, infantry unit a lot, right? When you apply to get a position for when they're deploying, they're going to look at that and go, well, yes, we know this individual worked hard. Yes, this is the type of person we want. And then your unit will get the ball rolling, get your paperwork, everything. You know, there's still other things you have to get, passport, you know, your shots have to be updated, all those things. And you'll get that in your what we call, joining instructions. And they'll tell you everything you need to finish and get it complete before they can process and get your name through, and then get you into the position that is available. So, but remember one thing, it is a competition, right? Units are going to send their best soldiers to the regular force units, and those soldiers have to be pretty much up to speed. So usually corporals you'll see get sent on taskings like that, or rotos, rotational deployments. But sometimes you'll get privates who are really switched on, which keen that will go, will get pushed forward, right? So in a nutshell, guys, if you want to deploy overseas, yes, you can deploy overseas. You're not going to get called out, right, to deploy as a whole unit, right? You're going to get individual. And one thing that I've been seeing lately is now we're getting reserve subunits getting attached to regular force battle groups. So if you're in a motor platoon, you may go over as a whole entire motor platoon with members of your unit. DFS platoons, same thing. Assault pioneers, not as much, but you will get put into a reg force assault pioneer platoon, and you'll carry out your training. So there are opportunities for subunits in the reserves to go overseas. If you're in one of those units and you're in a certain area that's what we call road to high readiness. That means there's a regular force unit that's on 3 years RHR, which means in that 3 years, if something happens and they need to deploy, they will deploy, and they will take whatever reserve units is in that area to go with them, right? So there is opportunity there, guys. Take the opportunity to go on as much exercises with your unit, go on as much exercise with the regular force, build up that credibility, and when you want to deploy, put your name in, right? If you're linguistics, and I forgot to include that, if you have a second language, right? You speak a foreign language, the Army is now looking for reservists to fulfill those roles, because you can't take the regular force members to do that. So they'll look at reservists who can speak a second language, and maybe it's the language of the country that the Army is getting deployed, and you have a really good opportunity, right? So guys, I hope this video was informative. I'm glad you guys are there to support me. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe below, hit that indicator bell. Also give me that like if you like this video. Please pass it on to your friends that I'm trying to grow my channel with your support, your help. Also, please place a comment in the comment section. I like to look and read at your comments, and I like to answer back to you guys. All right. So thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you in the next video.